or you can watch even after the event. Kasi po, on demand, pwede nyo makita o ma-witness yung hindi nyo napanood. At dahil dyan ay higit na marami ang maaabot ng mga kaalaman at impormasyon na nais nating ibahagi sa ating mga kababayan. On the brighter side, the pandemic indeed opened many doors and windows of opportunities for us to share what the DOST, different agencies, institutes, and our regional offices are doing to uplift the lives of our fellow Filipinos with or without COVID-19. For this whole week, we will still enjoy the many wonders of science brought to you by the DOST and the usual information you will get from our virtual forums and exhibits, which will bring us beyond the pandemic. As we have been educating our youth and our stakeholders for the past years, change also allowed every one of us to continue educating our people on the benefits of science, technology, and innovation. And the National Science and Technology Week is one way of learning to improve our lives. As the great leader Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. So join us in celebrating the NSTW virtually and change the world from afar. Marami pong salamat sa inyong lahat.
Maraming salamat, Yusek Rene. I know that you've been very busy and you were so excited because you are the chairperson of the 2020 NSTW this year. And so far so good, but we need to move on. Thank you for painting to us in a funny way that our lives have changed. And we can only hope it's changing for the better. That's why, dahil wala tayong merienda or palunch man lang ngayon, I encourage all our media friends to have their GCash account ready, because we will have a question at the end of our presser today. All right? So, Yusek Solidum recognized our Execom members, our members of the DOST Execom, as well as some of our MANCOM members. I can see we have with us, of course, aside from Yusek Rene, we have, of course, Secretary Boy de la Peña in our midst. Okay, we have Yusek Rowena Cristina Guevara, Yusek Brenda Nazaret Manzano. We have ASEC Leia Buendia. The executive directors of our three councils are all here. Executive Director Ray Ebora of Picard, Dr. Jimmy Montoya of PCHRD, Dr. Eric Paringit of PCHRD is also here with us. Director Ningning Samarita of NAST is with us. Director Lilia Habacon of PISAI. Director Bob Dizon of MIRDZ. And from the regional directors, I can see Director Abilay of 4B, Director Maborang of Region 2, Director Patalinghug of NCR is with us also. From Region 5, we have RD Romel Serrano and Director Alex Madrigal of 4A. I don't know if I'm missing anyone else, but they can chime in and let us know that they are around. From the central office, we have Director Matet de Guzman and Director Beth Fontanilla also joining this virtual presser. So, very exciting indeed. Okay? Baka wala tayong mga carolers this year, pero pwede namang maghanda ng mga regalo natin. Ano? Virtually, pwede natin ipadala yan. If you cannot deliver them, you can always use Grab or Lalamove, okay, to move your gifts around. So, next, we also want to recognize our media friends. Ang dami nila ngayon, all right? So from our print media friends, we have Del Nazario of Manila Bulletin. We have Red Mendoza of Manila Times, Ramon Lazaro of Philippine Star, Erwin Zupros of Police Files and Quezon City Press Club, Dina Diaz of Tarlac Publisher, and Nora Gamolo of Diario Pinas, Lynn Resurreccion of Business Mirror, Liza Soriano of Bandera and Radio Inquirer. We have Jenny Raimundo, Mabuhay Newspaper, Jessica Backwood of Manila Standard. Our online media friends, Rafi Rico of noonbreakbalita.com, Nez Aguilar of Philippines Event News TV, Sonia Capio of CLMA Talking Points Online, Alma Chitorena of CLMA Talking Points Online also, and Central Luzon Media Association President. We have Trixie Rakisa of WhatsApp Ang Ganda Negosyo, Angie Balibay of Good News Pilipinas, Christina Arayata of the Philippine News Agency, Christine Gonzalez, Today Online, Nolan Ariola, Leader News, Juliet Cruz, Inspire Life YouTube channel, Kathy Cruz, tuklasinnatin.com. Sabi niya, mahaba na raw leeg ko. Natural lang talaga yan. Monsi Serrano, The Philippine Biz News, Michael Balaguer, Diaryong Tagalog Online. Our radio friend, si Meli Tenorio of Radio Aguila, Annabel Surara of Radio Aguila Net 25, Narisa Piscos of DWBL, Angeli of J101.5 FM Big Radio, joined by Patricia Seva, also of J101.5 FM Big Radio. Tess Ramirez from Radio Pilipinas and Joel Solante of DZRJ. Our friends from television, Maria Ara Perez of ABS-CBN and Ray Pelayo of UNTV. If I missed anyone, make sure that you will be recognized by sending me a quick note on the chat box. All right, down below, let me know that you are present here. All right. Now, I think it's time we hear a message from our always engaged Secretary of DOST. Okay, let's call this time on Secretary Boy de la Peña for his message.
Maraming salamat, Director Richard. I hope I can be heard. Gusto ko lang i-recognize ang malaking role ni Yusek Solido, ni Director Richard, at ni Director Edgar Garcia ng TAPI sa paglilid ng ating celebration for the 2020 National Science and Technology Week. Parating ulit-ulit ko na ito ay isang commitment ng DOST para sa ating mga kababayan na maipahatid sa kanila kung ano ang mga bagong developments sa science and technology at innovation dito sa atin sa pagsisikap ng ating mga mananaliksik at mga inventor at mga innovators. Ngayon ay palaki na ng palaki ang grupo ng mga ito, hindi lamang yung mga nasa akademya, o hindi pati yung mga nasa industriya na gumagawa din ng kanilang sariling research at innovation. Kasama na din yung ating mga bata pa na may interest sa science and technology na nagpupursige na maka-contribute para sa ating science, technology, and innovation. Andiyan yung mga startup founders natin na malaki ang naitutulong at ako naniniwala na sila ang magdadala sa atin sa isang mataas na antas ng inobasyon para dito sa ating bansa. Gusto ko din sabihin na napakalaki ng sa tingin ko ng ipinagbago ng ng pagtingin ng taong bayan sa siyensya at teknolohiya nitong mga nagdaang araw, mga nagdaang buwan dito sa 2020. At dito ko naman masasabing napakalaki ng naitulong ng ating media. Kasi kung yung mga ginagawa natin sa larangan ng agham teknolohiya at inobasyon ay hindi nalalaman ng publiko, sayang naman at hindi nila maiintindihan na marami tayong nagagawa ika nga world class naman, no? Kinikilala rin sa ibang bahagi ng mundo. Kaya ang aking mensahe ay nakapokus sa members na ating media. Kasi nakita ko karamihan sa kanila ay hindi na lamang ordinaryong media people. Sila ay media people with a heart for science and technology and innovation. At kitang-kita ko yan sa kanilang mga isinusulat, sa kanilang mga itinatanong, at sa pagsisikap nilang magkaroon ng malalim na kaalaman na rin sa siyensya at teknolohiya. At kaya sila ay kayo ay pinasasalamatan ko at pinapupurihan sa inyong ginagawa para sa sektor na ito. Isang sektor na ayaw man nating aminin ng iba, napabayaan. Okay? Isang sektor na marami ang hindi nakakaunawa. Isang sektor na itinuturing ng iba na pwedeng isa-isang tabi at makapaghihintay. Kaya ang ginagawa ng media ay napakalaki para tumaas ang awareness ng mga tao, ordinaryong tao, mga taong may kinalaman sa policy at sa mga decision making, mga taong nagdadala sa atin ng economic activity, lahat. At ini-encourage ko po kayong lahat, members of media, to continue with the open lines of communication with us. At kami po ay natutuwa. Kahit na gaano kakulit ng mga tanong ninyo, natutuwa po kami. At yan lang ang paraan para maisulat ng maayos ang mga balita tungkol sa agham at teknolohiya. Muli, nagpapasalamat ako sa ating media sa inyong walang sawang paghahatid ng balita tungkol sa agham, teknolohiya at inobasyon. Mabuhay kayong lahat.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sec Boy. Talaga naman, ibang klase ang nagko-cover ng science and technology beat. Alright? So tama po kayo. Sila po ay media people with a heart for science and technology. So, nakikita natin yan sa kanilang persistence in covering our events and reporting, okay, in a way that truly reflects what's truly happening in the area of science and technology. Hindi po sila mga sensationalist media people. They report from their own hearts, all right, because they love this beat. And we are privileged to be always in touch with them, okay? Now, let me also recognize here, present in our midst in this virtual presser, Dr. Mayet Sumagaysay of NRCP, all right, Regional Director Nancy Bantog of CAR, also with us, and from our media friends, Ross Del Rosario of WhatsApp Filipinas, Janet Rebusio Ducaya of the Philippine Association of Publishers, Inc., and Noli Liwanag. Thank you for joining us. All right. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. On September 14, 2020, the National Academy of Science and Technology, or NAST, hosted a virtual presentation for the finalists of the Outstanding Research and Development Awards. There were 3 finalists for the Eduardo A. Casumbing Medal for Basic Research, and also another 3 finalists for the Julian Banson Medal for Applied Research. Today, we will meet the winners of the awards, along with the winners of the Outstanding Research and Development Award and the Outstanding Science Administrator Award. Okay, to do this, let's call on Director Luningning Samarita Domingo of the National Academy of Science and Technology to present this year's roster of NSTW awardees. Director Ningning.
Thank you, Director Richard. Good morning, everyone. I am Luningning Samarita Domingo, Director of the National Academy of Science and Technology Philippines, and I am here to present this year's NSTW S&T awardees. Annually, the DOST, through the National Academy of Science and Technology Philippines, gives recognition to deserving individual or group who had exemplified outstanding achievements in science and technology. It is my great honor to present this year's batch of awardees for the 3 NSTW awards, namely Outstanding Research and Development Award for Basic and Applied Research, the Eduardo Quisumbing Medal and Julian Banson Medals, and the Outstanding Science Administrator Award, the Dioscoro Umali Medal. This year, we have 2 awardees for the Eduardo A. Quisumbing Medal or Outstanding Research and Development Award for Basic Research. The winners are Dr. Rachel June Gutanco with author Andrew F. Torres, in recognition of their outstanding scientific research entitled Rarity of the Common Coral Ocelophora damicornis in the Western Philippine Archipelago. Her research highlights the need to revisit the distribution limits of the extensively studied Ocelophora species complex and the necessity of using genetic information for taxonomic identification where morphological identification is unreliable. Dr. Gutanco is an associate professor of the Marine Science Institute, University of the Philippines, Diliman. Dr. Gutanco and her partner will receive the Eduardo Quisumbing Medal, plaque, and cash prize of 100,000. Our next awardee for the Quisumbing Medal Award or Outstanding Research and Development Award for Basic Research is Dr. Ruel Suralta with co-authors Jennifer Manangkil, Jonathan Yones, Ervin Undan, Muchiro Obara, Chodora Mananghaya, Rachel Malyari, Mabel Banting, Sherilyn Estrada, and Mark Philip Castillo. In recognition of their outstanding scientific research entitled Quantitative Trait Loci Associated with Root Elongation Ability of Rice Under Nitrogen Deficient Condition, the research identified putative quantitative trait loci, QTLs, associated with root elongation, which can be used for further validation and or development of marker systems useful in breeding cultivars with improved adaptation to rice-growing environments with limited nitrogen. Dr. Suralta is a career scientist too at the Philippine Rice Research Institute. Dr. Suralta and his group will receive the Eduardo Quisumbing Medal, plaque, and cash prize of 100,000. Our next awardee to receive the Julian Banson Medal or Outstanding Research and Development Award for Applied Research is Dr. Erwin Enriquez with co-authors Sara May Sibog Torres and Istagani Padulina. In recognition of their outstanding scientific research entitled Field-Ready Tools for Fingerprinting of Herbal Materials for the Medicinal Plant Industry, which demonstrated the development of an objective pharmacopoeia-based thin layer chromatography, TLC-based system for the identification and quality assessment of herbal medicinal materials. The production of such cost-effective, rapid method allows community-based suppliers to effectively manage and pre-screen their materials, potentially reducing rejection rates and improving the supply of quality herbal medicinal raw plants. Dr. Enriquez is a professor of chemistry and material science and engineering at the Ateneo de Manila University. Dr. Enriquez and his group will receive the Julian Banson Medal, plaque, and cash prize of 200,000 pesos. Our next award is the Outstanding Science Administrator Award or the Dioscoro Umali Medal. The 2020 Outstanding Science Administrator Award goes to Dr. Cynthia Saloma, Executive Director of the Philippine Genome Center, PGC. In recognition of her profound and lasting contributions as Executive Director of the Philippine Genome Center, of the University of the Philippines system. Her proactive management approach and extensive experience, coupled with her unwavering mentorship of young scientists, has paved the way for the creation of PGC's satellite facilities in UP Visayas and UP Mindanao, as well as the generation of many research grants and projects, which capitalized on building the capacity and capability of researchers to undertake genomics research in health, agriculture, fisheries, biodiversity, forensic, and ethnicity. Dr. Saloma led the institution towards the utilization and appreciation of genomics for the benefit of Filipinos and of humanity. Dr. Saloma will receive the Dioscoro Umali Medal, plaque, and cash prize of 200,000 pesos. Let us give a warm virtual applause to this year's batch of awardees, and may their recognition serve as an inspiration to all scientists out there to continue using science and technology in creating a progressive Philippines. Again, congratulations and have a good day to all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Director Ning Ning. And congratulations to this year's winners of the NAST Awards. It's really a highlight of the celebration, and it focuses on the excellence of our scientists and how their work actually helps us in the development process of this country. At napansin niyo, mga kaibigan, may cash component po yung award nila. Kaya po, maligaya po sana ang Pasko nila at sana makibahagi tayo doon. All right? So, we move on, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to recognize pala Edwin Galvez and RD JC Sikat of Region 3 are joining us, but they are watching us on Facebook Live. Okay, I'm sure there are many other people who are joining us on Facebook Live just right now. So also I recognize that our media friends would like to interface more directly with our winners of this year's NAS Awards. We ask you to kindly type in your questions in the Q&A portion below, all right? Or send us comments in the Facebook page, and if we could like monitor them, we'd air them also here in this presser. All right. Now, the other highlight of this year's celebration is the virtual staging of the technologies developed by various DOST agencies under 4 categories, the 4 Ks, we call them: kalusugan, kabuhayan, kaayusan, at kinabukasan. And these refer to the current administration's thrusts in addressing particularly the pandemic caused by COVID-19. So, to present to us the technologies, we are really happy that we are joined by Undersecretary for Research and Development, Dr. Rowena Cristina Guevara, who will take us on a tour of the exhibits. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Yusek Geb.
Thank you very much, Director Richard. Secretary Boy, Yusek Rene, my colleagues at the Department of Science and Technology and other government agencies, our researchers, our friends from academe, especially our friends in media, a lovely morning to all of you. Magandang agham po sa inyong lahat. The COVID-19 pandemic will not stop DOST from bringing the National Science and Technology Week to you. Like before, NSTW includes various awards, SNT promotions, scientific meetings, technical and investment fora, tech demo, and virtual tours. NSTW 2020 features 4 Ks, this administration's national plan to heal, recover, and rise as one. Next slide, please. Under the kalusugan, we will feature innovations for health and wellness, including the following. Next slide, please. Gen Amplify COVID-19 Protection Kit, high specificity and efficiency and technology, approved by the Philippine FDA SANI-PA. SANI-POD, a self-containing kit similar to air showers meant for sanitizing frontliners as they exit COVID-19 patient wards. Next slide, please. BCO studies against COVID-19. TIBOL, a powered air purifying respirator, or PAPR, as additional protective equipment for frontliners, and the specimen collection boots and locally made ventilators. Next slide, please. Agapay project is a biomedical wearable design of a robotic exoskeleton arm that can perform physical and occupational therapy exercises for post-stroke and injured patients, while LISA is a remote-controlled wheeled device for use in COVID-19 hospitals. Next slide, please. These smart textiles from PTRI consist of mosquito repellent finishing technology that can last up to 9 days, water repellent finishing without impairing the fabric's breathability and comfort, antimicrobial finishing technology that inhibits the growth and spread of potentially harmful microorganisms, and photocatalytic finishing technology that degrades stains through exposure to light. Magpaaraw ka lang, mabagong ka na ulit. Next slide. Shown here are food innovations such as the enhanced Nutri-Bun, a complete small meal in a bun reformulated from the original Nutri-Bun of the 70s. We also have brown rice bar, a complete meal to go, mung bean, and cocoa water. Next slide. The FPRDI bamboo framed face shields is the project of FPRDI to respond to and address the need for additional PPEs amidst the COVID-19 outbreak. Bamboo musical instrument using science and technology will help preserve our culture and tradition. The antimicrobial bamboo charcoal hand soap was developed from forest-based materials which can help in the COVID-19 fight. Next slide. The DOST, in partnership with other government agencies, has continuously pushed for progressive research and development to sustain our country's foundation for growth and stability. For innovation in livelihood and business development, or kabuhayan, we have the following. Next slide. The Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program, or SETUP, is a nationwide strategy to strengthen the innovation capability, increase productivity, produce competitive products through science and technology. We will soon be launching SETUP 4.0. The Food Innovation Centers were established in partnership with SUCs and HEIs in the regions to serve as hubs for innovation, research and development, and technical support services to maximize value addition of local resources. OneStore.ph is the first government-owned e-commerce platform to successfully integrate logistics and payment solutions and sell thousands of Filipino products. OneLab eased laboratory transactions of MSMEs and other industries by integrating lab services at a single touch point with a network composed of 54 laboratories. OneExpert is a dynamic database of experts and consultants to provide technical advice and consultancy services to Filipinos anywhere in the Philippines. Next slide. The Community Empowerment through Science and Technology, or CEST program, provides opportunities to alleviate poverty in remote communities through the provision and transfer of technologies for education, health and nutrition, environment, disaster risk reduction, and livelihood. We are glad to share with you R&D for agriculture and rural development, such as the rice transplanter attachment and the rice harvester attachment that increase the performance and productivity of prevailing hand tractors used by Filipino farmers. The NRDC Foundry promotes casting for product localization and stick welding that joins a variety of metals for construction, fabrication, and repair and manufacturing. Andali rapid diagnostic kits detect the presence of African swine fever, or ASF virus, and different swine viruses. HomoGrow is a cost-effective and environment-friendly natural plant growth stimulant that increases production of good quality plants. In support of the success of Itik Pinas, Picard offers marketing technologies for Itik Pinas products such as the balut vending machine. Philippine native chicken purified through breeding and selection include the Bolinao native chicken, which is predominant in Ilocos region, and the Caraga Black, locally known as Patani chicken, that has unique morphological characteristics, a distinct taste, and is resilient to climate change. Our Science for Change program, or S4CP, was established to address disparity in access to R&D funding in the regions. The NICER program grants to higher education institute to undertake quality research to promote regional development with their existing capabilities and resources. Some of the established NICERs are the Cagayan Valley Freshwater Fisheries and the Halal Goat Science Center in Socsargen. It may also interest you to know that the results of R&D has brought positive impacts to social and environmental aspects of our lives, including a web mobile application designed to increase hazard assessment accuracy, improve process efficiency, and enhance the ease of doing business in relevant private and government institutions. These apps are available for downloading. Alerto, a flood warning system that uses sensors of the Advanced Science Technology Institute, is for critical water level and rain data across different rivers in Zamboanga Peninsula to alert them on impending flood. ARMS provides access to real-time data on water level in dams and reservoirs to serve as a decision support tool for the daily management of the reservoirs. Pack of Hope is a disaster mitigation relief foods developed by DOST-STII TDI to help disaster victims by providing them ready-to-eat and nutritious meals. It can withstand airdrops of up to 20 feet, has a shelf life of 1 year, and can be submerged underwater during floods or heavy rains. The smarter approaches to reinvigorate agriculture as an industry in the Philippines, or SARAI Knowledge Portal, offers a wide range of agricultural services or web and mobile platforms for rice, corn, banana, coconut, coffee, cacao, sugarcane, tomato, and soybean. It will reduce climate risks by providing agricultural stakeholders nationwide with site-specific crop advisories. It is anchored on precision agriculture and field sensors to develop decision support models for crop forecasting, crop advisories, and early warning systems. Titan is an automated computer vision-enabled vehicle monitoring system to aid in traffic management, road infrastructure improvement, and contribute to the realization of the Clean Air Act of 2009. OLAP aims to alleviate traffic congestion by providing a science-based simulation model for checkpoints in Metro Manila. Lastly, under the Kinabukasan, we will feature innovations for career development and sustainable future, such as AMSEN, envisioned to be the central hub for the advanced additive manufacturing. It will cater to materials development and rapid prototyping requirements. Hybrid Trimaran is a seacraft that introduces renewable wave energy from ocean waves, which address the growing concern on CO2 emission in maritime transport. It can carry 100 passengers, 4 vans, and 15 motorcycles. The hybrid electric road train in Kawayan is a diesel-electric hybrid multiple-coach urban mass transit vehicle. It comes in 2 designs, 240-passenger and 160-passenger capacity. COVID-19 has changed the work landscape. Quarantine restrictions have put to halt face-to-face interactions and activities instead of moving them to virtual contactless platforms. DOST's contribution are the Starbooks, Radio Escuela sa Ciencia, the DOST New Lab Mobile Science Learning Facility. The DOST PTRI Product Center is established to provide access to technologically advanced design development through the use of digital software and hardware for the local textile industry and researchers to evaluate the functionality and cost of their design and products. The DOST PTRI has invested in developing natural textile fibers as a better option for petroleum and chemical-based synthetics in support of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. The Nutritional Genomics Program, or NUGEN, leads in pioneering research on the interrelationships of genes and diet to help manage nutrition and lifestyle and prevent genetic-related diseases. In closing, I would like to reassure all of you that amidst this pandemic, we at the DOST will continue to strengthen and encourage R&D, focus on providing immediate, timely, and relevant scientific solutions in partnership with the academe, the private sector, and the society. The NSTW is the best platform to promote the results of research and development in order to make sure that our lawmakers and budget departments take notice of R&D's contribution to social and economic growth. We have to emphasize the impacts of our projects to our communities and the country. An R&D investment is an investment to making change happen. Magandang agam po sa inyong lahat.
Yan, maraming salamat, Yusek Gev. Talaga naman, RD investment is an investment for all of us. All right? And the NSTW is really the best platform for letting the people know what's happening out here. All right? So, inaanyayahan namin kayo to participate, to get inside the exhibit hall area of this year's virtual NSTW. All right? And get to know for yourselves what these technologies really are and how they can help our people. All right? So the good news is, with the help of technology, we can be together, right? So let's call now on the Undersecretary for Regional Operations, Yusek Brenda Nazaret Manzano, who will invite us to the regional celebrations of the National Science and Technology Week. Yusek Brenda.
Hello, Director Richard.
Yes.
Sa ngalan po ni Yusek Brenda, ipaparating ko po sa inyo ang mga programa ng regional offices. Sa ngalan po ni Yusek Brenda Nazaret, ito po ang mga maaabangan at matutunghayan ng ating mga kasama sa regional exhibits. Okay. So next slide please. So ang aking ipipresent ngayon ay yung Regional Operations Participation sa NSTW 2020. Kasama na rito yung kung ano yung laman ng virtual exhibit ng mga regional offices at ano pa yung mga remaining RSTW at activities at webinars ng regional offices. Next slide. Okay, next slide. So sa ngayong November 23, ang kasama ang regional office natin sa activities natin sa alas 3 at alas 4 hanggang alas 4 ng hapon na pinamumunuan ni Engineer Sancho Maborang at ang kanyang DOST Region 2 sa launching ng One Store Hub set up on the go under Kabuhayan. On November 24, mula alas 3 hanggang alas 5 ng hapon, mula naman sa DOST Region 8 kay Area Director Ernie Granada, ang Setup Forum, Gearing Up for Industry 4.0 at matutunghayan natin doon yung Setup Praise Award at yung launching of Setup 4.0. On November 25, mula alas 9 hanggang alas 11 ng umaga, magkakaroon din tayo ng CEST Forum. Doon ibibigay natin ang mga awards sa 2020 Search for the Best CEST Community at ang launching of CEST online portal. November 28, ang DOST Caraga sa pamumuno ni Director Inday Malyonga, ang iStart program which is Bridging Gaps and Reducing Inequalities. Sa November 29, mula alas 11 hanggang alas 12, ang MPEX Orientation sa pamumuno naman ni Director Rowen Gelonga at ng Region 6. Next slide. Ano ba ang laman ng mga regional offices virtual exhibits? Okay. Para sa DOST-NCR, itatampok po natin dito yung programa ng Biotech MTM Dengue Aqua Kit from the perspective of setup ito. Kung ano yung naitulong na setup sa Manila Health Tech. Ipapakita rin natin ang Inutriban. Ang i-feature natin dito ay si Arete Food Corporation, isa sa mga nakakuha ng lisensya mula sa Food and Nutrition Research Institute. Of course, ang programa ng DOST Picard, ang gulayan sa pamayanan dito sa NCR, isa-showcase natin dito yung mga communal urban garden projects in Barangay 412 sa Maynila, sa Barangay BF Parañaque at sa Barangay CAA Las Piñas. Ipapakita rin natin dito under Kabuhayan ang programa natin ng iForward Philippines program para sa mga ating kasamang OFW. Of course, hindi mawawala ang Halal 360 featuring DOST-NCR CEST project to the Muslim community dito sa Maharlika Village, Taguig, and the DOST Halal R&D facilities and Halal Verification Laboratory. Magkakaroon din po tayo ng patuloy na webinar, live at pre-recorded webinars under Kinabukasan, Kaayusan at Kabuhayan. Para naman sa mga kasama natin sa DOST Cordillera, ipapakita nila rito ang DOST CAR programs and projects in the provinces through infographics at AVPs. Sa labas ng exhibit, makikita ninyo ang infograph showcasing the provincial science and technology centers and special projects. Sa kalusugan naman, ipapakita ng DOST CAR sa pamumuno ni Dr. Nancy Bantog ang response to Heal As One for COVID-19, ang RX box, ang specimen collection booth. Under kabuhayan, i-feature ng DOST CAR ang setup and community-based projects from the 6 provinces of Cordillera. They will also show the production and distribution of PPEs, the 3D medical services and disinfectants and technologies for the COVID-19 vulnerable sectors. Under the kinabukasan, they will have webinars, information dissemination, and provision of technical assistance to help adapt to the new normal. Para naman sa Ilocos Region, sa DOST Region 1, sa pamumuno ni Dr. Arman Ganal, ipapakita nila dito ang technologies and innovation on 4 na case from DOST attached agencies and our partner agencies and organization and higher education institute. Of course, meron silang 3D interactive virtual exhibit. Yung mga bisita natin may interact with the exhibitors and DOST1 through live chats. It also served as a site for the list of various webinars of DOST1 during celebrations of NSTW. Para naman sa DOST Region 2, sa pamumuno ni Dr. Sancho Maborang, they will have info walls that show image or pre-recorded videos on DOST2 AVPs, AVP on DOST2, Best Setup Projects and Best Setup Project, AVP for special projects like the Regional Science and Testing Laboratories, the Food Innovation Center and One Store. Meron din silang ipapakita mga AVP sa mga na-conduct na nilang activities. Dumako tayo sa Central Luzon sa pamumuno ni Dr. JC Sikat. They will show the Project Swan or the Severe Weather Amphibious Navigator at yung kanilang one-time clock display. Of course, ang Central Luzon Health Research and Development Consortium ay magpapakita ng kanilang mga milestone at ang kanilang mga RX box. Under kinabukasan, ang Food Safety iLab Nanotechnology Project ng MIST, ang TAU NICER, ang Typhoon Resilient Vertical Indoor High Value Crop Production System using alternative power, yung AMREL, yung Automated Guided Train, yung 21st Century Classroom, yung Food Innovation Center ay ipapakita po ng DOST3. Under kabuhayan, ang Complementary Food Feeding Program, Smart Hybrid Rice Production, Solar Powered Pump, Portasol, Starbooks, interactive multimedia teaching module, science and technology services such as technical consultancy, technology training, and laboratory services. Of course, ang setup at kanilang regional grants in aid. Dumako tayo sa Southern Tagalog. Sa pamumuno ni Dr. Alex Madrigal sa Calabarzon, ang ipapakita ngayon nila ay ang DOST 21st Century Learning Environmental Model, ang kanilang Regional Design and Creativity Hub for Innovation in MSMEs and Education, at ang Center for Hazard and Environmental Resource Mapping or CHERM. Ang schedule ng events, nandoon din, makikita po din natin doon. Ang ika-6 na Calabarzon Research Statistics and Innovation RSI Forum, ang virtual launching ng Rubber Latex Drying Facility, at ang ceremonial MOA signing for Community Managed Micro Hydropower MHP, at magkakaroon sila ng mga webinar sa COVID-19, #Bangon Overcoming Compassion and Caution Fatigue during Pandemic, at ang DOST courseware. Pagpunta naman natin sa Mimaropa kay Dr. Nenet Abilay, ang info walls ay magpapakita at ng mga image at pre-recorded videos ng DOST Mimaropa AVPs, Setup, CEST, Science for Change Program, Mimaropa Consortium, Regional Research and Development and Innovation Committee, scholarships, yung kanilang productivity consultancy at mga Starbooks, ang virtual walkthrough on DOST Mimaropa setup projects, ang virtual walkthrough on DOST Mimaropa facilities tulad ng Palawan International Technology Business Incubator, ang Regional Science and Testing Laboratories, Food Innovation Center. Magkakaroon din po sila ng mga fora at webinar, virtual bazaar at online quizzes. Para sa Mimaropa yon. Pagdating natin sa Kabikulan, kay Dr. Romel naman, ang RX box under Kalusugan ang Kalusugan ay ipapakita nila, ang Albay Dairy Plant, ang Complementary Food Processing Facility sa CBSUA, ang Biotech M Project also. Under Kabuhayan, of course, ang setup, one store, one lab, one expert, yung metrology, yung Bicol Regional Food Innovation and Commercialization Center, at yung Manufacturing, Fabrication, and Laboratory. Under Kaayusan, syempre nandoon yung ating CEST program, yung DRRM program, yung Pag-asa program, PVOX program, BCARD programs, and B-Shared programs. Under Kinabukasan, ang scholarship programs at ang Philippine Science High School, Starbucks, Setup.Bed, Abaca Technology Innovation Center. Para naman sa Region 6, kay kakaroon sila ng Regional Yarn Production Innovation Center. Ay papakita nila yun sa virtual tool nila. Kasama na rin ang Center for Chemical Biology and Biotechnology or C2B2. At yung Center for Natural Drug Discovery and Development, yung Philippine Genome Center, Visayas Regional Research Center or UPV, yung Agri-Aqua Technology Business Incubator, yung Western Visayas FIC, Sibalom Technology and Livelihood Support Hub, yung Iloilo Pag-asa Complex, makikita rin po natin doon, yung Negrense Volunteer for Change Foundation Incorporated, Herbanex Laboratories, DOST-6 RSTL, at other DOST TBI. Sa Cebu, ipapakita ng mga taga Cebu ang introduction at profile ng kanilang mga programa. Siyempre, ang sandigan ng kalusugan, yung CVCHRD, GFP, yung HACCP, ISO 2200, and FIC. Sa sandigan sa kabuhayan, ang kanilang setup at one store under Kaayusan, yung MPEX, yung CAPE, at yung Fairness Opinion Board, One Lab, and RSTL under Kinabukasan. Papakita nila ang scholarship at Starbucks program ng Cebu, and then other collaboration and contacts. They will also have walkthrough of DOST Central Visayas Facility, katulad ng RSTL ng Cebu, at yung One Store Hub, at syempre magkakaroon sila ng mga webinars. Under naman kay Director Ernie Granada sa Region 8, Eastern Visayas. So virtual tour of the buildings of DOST-8 compound, namely the Regional Office, Regional Standards and Testing Laboratories, yung Metrology at Calibration Building. Sa main exhibit, makikita natin doon ang DOST-8 Regional Office. Features nila doon ang centerpiece of products of DOST-8, assisted firms and groups. Yung mga produkto na naka-display are clickable. Once clicked, the details of the products are presented. Programs and services offered by DOST-8 are presented and discussed with corresponding action photos, accomplishments, and other necessary information. The programs are arranged, grouped based on the center or coordinator that handles the program, projects, and services. Also, services offered by the 3 laboratories makikita are also presented in the Regional Standards and Testing Laboratory area. Yung mga bisita can inquire on certain topics and programs, projects, and services to the exhibit, and DOST-8 staff process the inquiry as soon as possible. Magkakaroon sila ng technical sessions, trainings, webinars, fora are also part of the activity. For Zamboanga Region, kay Director Martin Wee, under the Kalusugan, papakita nila ang Complementary Food Production Facility, ang Green Nature Herbal Products, Paglinawan Organic Eco Farm, Zam's Delight, under Kabuhayan, the Cacao and Coffee Program, Hope in Heat, Janelle's, yung Kingland Hopia, MK Beast Venture, Yukundo Farm, Charles and Charlie Food Product. Under Kaayusan, yung Polanco LGU Bioreactor, yung Alerto LCAC Project. Under Kinabukasan, the CSEED Program and the Science and Technology Scholarship Program and Science and Technology Field Viewing. For Cagayan de Oro Region, kay Director Al Alamban, Region 10, they will display of virtual map of Northern Mindanao, matutunghayan natin doon, with 5 location tags of PSTCs. For each locations of PSTCs, it will have 4 Ks, and each K will feature 2 to 3 AVPs on DOST-10's projects with project information, location, and technology. For webinars, Negosyo Tabay, Revolutionizing Calamity Relief through Pack of Hope, and Leveraging Science and Technology for Regional Industrial Development and Oro-Best Innovation at Usapang Agritech ay magkakaroon po ng webinar. Bago tayo tumungo sa Region 12, i-announce ko rito yung sa region na Davao Region sa pamumuno ni Dr. Anthony Sales sa Davao, magkakaroon sila ng portal to show image or pre-recorded videos on setup, CEST, RSTL, VHFS, Innovation Centers, scholarships, Starbooks at DRRM. Meron dun info wall on Davao Region setup projects. Also under NSTW 2020 video, yung Food Innovation Center, yung Chem, Micro, Metrology and Halal Laboratory, ipapakita ng Davao Region, Digital Design and Prototyping Center o yung DG Hub at yung Fab Lab of Davao. Of course, meron silang fora at webinar, Science and Technology video and photo contest. Dito tayo sa Region 12. Kapihan sa DOST with PIA. Activities by thematic area, kalusugan, kabuhayan, kaayusan at kinabukasan at online and on-site consultancy services. Exhibition booth, magkakaroon sila noon, featuring regional DOST agency, Pag-asa, PIVOX, and Philippine Science High School. The DOST exhibits by province and provincial activities. Okay? So, under kay Dr. Malyonga naman, kay Imam Inday, sa DOST Caraga, yung digital recreation and virtual walkthrough of DOST Caraga Regional Office facilities, including divisions and regional standards and testing laboratories. They will also have info walls, exhibits, panels showcasing images and info of the BADR programs, the PSTCs, featured partners, adapters, and Caraga special projects. Digital recreation of featured technologies like Starbooks, kiosk, and prototypes like the Amo Wash, Makerspace, 3D printers, and robots. Digital recreation of DOST Tindahan, promotion of products of assisted firms from the 5 provinces, and science and technology interventions. There will also be online games inside the virtual exhibits and links to the webinars and virtual activities. Online consultancy with industry and in-house experts. Okay. So DOST regional offices, RSTW activities and webinars. Ito na lang po ata yung mga natitirang activities. Sige, very quickly na lang. Sa kadahilanan po, ang mga regional offices ay nag-conduct na po ng mga pre-event prior to sa opening. Ito po yung mga petsang kung saan nagsimula ang ibang mga regional offices. Ang tatalakayin ko sa mga susunod na slide ay yung mga natitirang mga programa at yung mga events ng gagawin ng mga iba't ibang regional offices. Although doon sa mga exhibits namin, sa mga virtual exhibits namin, naka-record po doon kung ano po yung mga naganap prior to sa opening natin. Okay? So, next slide. Sa November 27, ang DOST CAR, next slide please, ay magkakaroon na lang ng DRM info session under kaayusan. Ang DOST-1 sa November 23 and 24, magkakaroon ng webinar orientation series ang DOST courseware in Science and Mathematics for e-learning of SEI. Sa November 24, Agyamak DOST, mga kwentong tagumpay ng DOST SEI Scholars. For Region 3, ito po ang mga magaganap sa Region 3. Marami-rami. For November 23, Technology Business Incubator Forum on IT-Based Industry, Cradle S4CP Orientation for Higher Education Institute and State Universities and Colleges, Training on Double Mulching Technique for Rice Production, Training on Double Mulching Technique for Rice Production. Oy, nagkadoble. Para sa November 24, webinar on welding stainless steel and other exotic metals for SMEs, CNC Technologies Overview for SMEs. For November 26, magkakaroon sila ng training and demo on the use of mechanical rice transplanters, blessing and turnover of DOST-3 and BPSU-assisted ANCOP BANI project. Sa November 27, ang MOA signing between DOST-3 at Provincial Government of Bataan for establishment of Satellite Calibration Laboratory for Big Volume. Also, para sa galing sa DOST Region 3, ang webinar for patent draft writing sa November 27. December 2, orientation seminar on Setup iFund. December 3, Science and Technology Towards Food Product Stability of MSMEs, Adapting to the New Normal. December 4, Implication of Food Safety Compliance of MSMEs to COVID-19 Response. December 7, Regional Orientation Seminar of New DOST Programs, iForward and iStart for Program Implementers. December 9, Soft Launching of One Store Hub in Region 3. DOST-10, the Virtual Seminar on Applying Energy Systems Optimization Strategies for MSMEs under the New Normal. For December 11, the importance of technology and innovation to ensure, nasa na yun? Pakibalik. The importance of DOST and innovation to ensure business continuity under the new normal. Okay? So, yun ang sa Region 3. Sa DOST-5, December 9, Virtual Tour of Innovation Centers and Facilities in Bicol Region. Yun nabanggit ko na kanina. Yung Bicol Consortia, Communicating Research and Development Output. Webinar on Ensuring Food Safety and Food Pick-up Deliveries in the New Normal. Sa December 10, tatlo rin po ang kaganapan. MSMEs Adapting and Thriving in the New Normal. Online Media Advertising and One Store PH. Mental Health Awareness Webinar for DOST Scholars, and the virtual launching of 2020 DOST-5 projects in selected communities in the Bicol region. For DOST-7, Region 6. Region 6, sorry. For December 2 and 3, there will be an online tour of DOST-6 Assisted Innovation Centers and facility, yung Regional Yam Production Innovation Center, Center for Chemical, Biology, and Biotech, Center for Natural Drug Discovery and Development, Philippine Genome Center, and the Coastline 5023 or the DOST UPV, Fisheries TBI, the Hybrid Trimaran, yun nabanggit ni Yusek Geb kanina, yung Western Visayas Food Innovation Center, Pag-asa Agromet Station, Negrense Volunteers for Change, Herbanex Labs, and other DOST TBIs. There will also be a Science and Technology Trivia Game Show, Science Quest, Search for Best Science Blog, webinar for DOST courseware. For Cebu, magkakaroon sila ng Food Technology and Food Tech Safety Webinar Clinic, Some Good Things Never Last, ang title, Shelf Life Testing on Foods. Food Technology also and Food Safety Webinar Clinic, ang title ay How Safe is Our Food Service, the US NRA Serve Safe Program. Also on November 25, documenting MSME's level food safety procedure. November 26, preventing allergic reactions in the food service workplace. So November 26, innovations in DRRM. November 27, Food Tech and Food Safety Webinar Clinic, HACCP for small and less developed businesses. November 26 and 27, ang Invent School Program for high school, at December 2 to 3, Invent School Program for college. December, December. DOST-9, I'm sorry. November 24 to 25, Invent School Program for college students. November 24 also and 25, Tech Talk, Scientific Approaches in Fortifying Efficient, Rich Food Seminar or SAFER. Sa 24 also, Pinggang Pinoy, ang Healthy Food Plate for Filipinos. November 25, Food Packaging, Set a Forum, the launching, rebranding of the Dipolog City Boulevard Barbecue Vendors and Operators, the DOST Way. Basic Research Method Training sa November 25 to 26. Internet of Things using Arduino sa November 26. Yan. Smart Approaches to Reinvigorate Agriculture as an Industry sa RAI Technology sa November 27. That is for Zamboanga's activity. Konti na lang, 3 region na lang. DOST-10. November 23, Talakayan, NSTW 2020, launching of the Enhanced Nutriban sa Cagayan de Oro, Region 10. And also in November 23, Siyensya, Techno Panalo Show. Sa November 24, 3 activities, Negosyo, Tabay, Revolutionary Calamity Relief through Pack of Hope, Leveraging SNT for Regional Industrial Development and Oro-Based Innovation at Usapang Agritech. For DOST 12, Tatlo na lang ang natitira na lang activity, kapihan with DOST-12, agham at teknolohiya para sa kabuhayan, Setup 2.0 for smarter MSMEs, iForward Philippines, CEST, at sa November 27, Faster 2.0. Sa DOST Caraga, webinars related to fishery, agroforestry, minerals, and ecotourism or the FAME themes. So yun po ang mga kaganapan. Maraming salamat at happy NSTW sa ating lahat.
Thank you very much, RD Jojo. That is the actually that is the long answer to the short question raised by Noli Liwanag. Ang sabi kasi ni Noli, nagsimula na ba ang 2020 Virtual Regional Science and Technology Week? Ayan po, that is the long answer. Okay, so we are really now into our Q&A portion. We have fielded some of these questionnaires and some of you responded. So ang una kong babanggitin na katanungan ay tungkol sa birth pains. Kasi birthday niya kamakailan. So Meli Tenorio sent in this question. Ang sabi niya, what were the birth pains or problems encountered during the preparation of this first ever virtual NSTW event in the new normal? So birth pains. Shall we request Yusek Rene, who's the chairman of the committee for this year's NSTW?
Birth pains. Well, challenges might be. That's what I would call. Essentially, this new way of delivering a conference is new not only for DOST but for the potential service provider. And we wanted a more modern way of doing the exhibit, but there were very few service providers that can do that or have proven projects before the pandemic, and the law requires that they would have done similar things with a particular amount, and they don't have it. So we have to downgrade how we will show our exhibit. So, and of course, we need to beat time. We don't have much time because we wanted to really show a very good virtual exhibit. And up to the last minute, I think agencies were also improving what they wanted to show. I think those were the challenges. I think these are normal, but we hope that the NECW exhibits and of course the webinars will be worthwhile for everyone that will visit.
Thank you, Yusek Rene. Anybody else from the DOST-XCOM would like to add to those comments?
Maybe Director Egay Garcia.
All right.
Because he's the man behind every preparation.
Every failed bid. All right, Director Egay, are you still there? If not, we move on to the next question. And this one comes from Sonia Capio, board member of the Central Luzon Media Association. Tanungan po. Hello? Director Egay, you're coming in choppy. Hello? So we'll read a question from Sonia. Ang katanungan po ni Sonia, what difference or benefit does the NSTW celebration make for Philippine society in the present condition where we are experiencing a pandemic? Respond to that question. Sick boy. Ang tanong po ni Sonia, what difference or benefit does the NSTW celebration make for Philippine society in the present situation where we are experiencing a pandemic?
Sir, paki-unmute po, sir.
There are many concerns during the pandemic that can be addressed through science and technology. And we did just during the last 8 months or so, and we would like to share with our fellow Filipino citizens what we have done, and so that they will have an idea of how we should be prepared. Because this is not the last time we will have a virus that will attack us. We have to be prepared, and so we will give them an idea in what aspects, in what areas, in what sectors we are doing our R&D and our services to address the concerns of the pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Nora Gamolo of Pinas News asked, what operational adjustments did DOST implement to cope with the lockdown and other restrictions? What operational adjustments? Ano pong ginawa natin?
Well, maybe Yusek Rene can address that, because really in terms of working arrangements, in terms of services that we give our employees, in terms of repurposing our programs so that they can be focused on the COVID-19. Okay? For example, in the health area, our diagnostic program, our drug development program, our biomedical devices program, even the disease modeling program, we're all focused to address COVID-19. But operationally, there are also arrangements that have been made, and we just have to follow the protocol that is given to all government agencies, and all the we say precautionary procedures that every citizen has to follow. So maybe Yusek Rene can help me in the operational adjustments part.
Well, thank you, Sec Boy. Essentially, we have worked out various modalities of working, both physical presence and work from home. And in fact, the work from home activities are not confined during the daytime, because some of the initiatives of DOST for COVID-19 would need to do rapid research for initiatives in other countries. So the group of Asiklea Bandia would sometimes be working in the evening, and maraming meeting na minsan sa gabi din. But the important thing is we need to protect our workforce from being infected by COVID-19. So those that are physically reporting, we have arranged for vehicles, and of course, we need to make sure that the transport, and also in the offices, that we need to observe physical distancing and hygiene protocols. Now, so yun po ang ginawa, and the Secretary already mentioned some of the pivot that were made, especially for research on health. Thank you.
All right, so thank you very much, Yusek Rene. Our next set of questions will be directed towards the winners of this year's NAST Awards. And the first one comes from Bel Surara of Radio Aguila and Lynn Business Mirror. The question is directed to Dr. Rachel June Gotangco. Ang katanungan po nila, bakit ang coral na Poeciloporada micornis, ang hirap po i-pronounce, ano ha? Ang napipili ninyong aralin at gawan ng research study. So bakit ito pong coral ang napili ninyo? So shall we hear from Dr. Rachel June Gotangco?
Hi, magandang hapon po. Salamat po din sa katanungan. So bakit po Poeciloporada micornis? So ang coral po kasi, madami po kasing species ng coral. So ang Poeciloporada micornis ay isa lang po sa maraming species na makikita sa karagatan natin. So bakit po ito? Unang-una kasi mahirap po siyang i-identify, no, sa field. So mahirap siyang i-alamin kung anong species siya. Base lang po sa itsura. So yung gumawa po ng study na actually ay dati kong estudyante, ngayon nakagraduate na siya, yun yung naisip niya na katanungan, kasi nung nasa field siya, na mangha siya sa dami nung iba-ibang itsura. Tapos nahirapan siya na alamin kung anong species yon. So naisip niya na gumamit ng ibang paraan. No? So gumamit ng innovations in technology para masagot yung tanong. So gumamit kami ng ibang approach, yung molecular methods para malaman, para alamin kung alin ba talaga, kung yung magkakaibang itsura ba ng Posilopora damicornis ay iba-ibang species din ba sila o hindi. So doon po nagsimula yung research na ito.
Ang continuation po sa katanungan na yon, Dr. ay ano po ang resultado ng inyong pag-aaral with Dr. Andrew Torres on the common coral? And ano po ang impact ng study ninyo?
Okay, so maraming salamat po dun sa follow-up. So yung pinaka main result po ng study namin ay unang-una ang kinikilala namin na tinatawag na Posilopora damicornis ay actually mali po pala ang pagkakakilala sa kanya kasi hindi po siya Posilopora damicornis. Siya po ay ibang species, Posilopora acuta. So tamang-tama din po yung pagkaka-publish ng paper na yon sa within the same 2 or 3 years na na-publish yung paper, marami na din pong naglabasan na similar studies sa ibang bansa. Kagaya ng Japan, Singapore, I think also Indonesia, na yun din ang nire-report nila na ang kinikilala namin na tinatawag namin na Posilopora damicornis ay actually mali po ang pangalan na ginagamit namin at ang tamang pagkakakilala sa kanya ay Posilopora acuta.
May economic viability po ba itong species distinction na to?
Okay, so medyo mahirap po yung tanong na yan. No? Kasi we actually mahirap i-equate ang ecosystem, ang biological diversity at ang ecosystem services na pinoprovide ng biological diversity into dollars and cents or pesos and centavos. Pero meron po talaga siyang mahalaga siya in terms of economic value. Mahirap lang po talaga yung valuation. Pero yung sa ganung areas po, so ang mas maganda pong tanungin would be yung mga eksperto sa economics, yung mga magaling mag-value ng ecosystem services. Pero meron po siya mga recent papers, hindi ko na po maalala actually yung ano yung tamang amount, so ayoko na pong sabihin, baka magkamali pa ako. Pero meron po siyang valuation para sa protecting our ecosystem, protecting our marine environment.
Thank you po. Salamat po, Dr. Rachel Jun. Now, ito naman ay para kay Dr. Cynthia Saloma. Ang question ay nanggaling kay Bel Surara ng Radyo Agila at Lynn Resurrection din ng Business Media. Ang katanungan po nila, paano nakakatulong ang Philippine Genome Center sa health crisis na kinakaharap ngayon dito sa pandemya?
So maraming salamat po sa katanungan. Marami pong ginawa ang Philippine Genome Center at the height of the pandemic and even now. Ang pinakauna po is tinulungan po namin yung iba-ibang testing sites na makakuha ng permit to license to operate. As you know, ang Philippine Genome Center, magkatabi lang sila ng National Institute of Molecular Biology and Biotechnology. At marami po tayong mga volunteers na nagtulong para ma-train yung ating mga medtechs ng molecular biology techniques. And that culminated with our activities together with the National Institutes of Health at saka yung NIMBB-UP Diliman and the Philippine Genome Center with a collaborative project that is still ongoing, yung CoLab, which is an online course for teaching potential laboratories and medtechs to learn about the biosafety that is from the NIH side, and also the technique of molecular biology for doing the RT-PCR. So until May, we had hands-on training here at NIMB BUP Diliman. And then because of the problema po sa transportation, we don't have to fly people all over the country. Yung PGC Visayas po at Mindanao, sila naman po yung nag-take ng responsibility to train hands-on, face-to-face, yung mga tao at mga medtechs and pathologists doon sa Visayas at Mindanao. Yan po yung una. So we really, we tried to cooperate with our government to increase our testing capacity. Pangalawa po, we are also part of the validation of the UP-NIH and Manila Health Tech Kit. Kung tinignan po namin doon kung ang ina-amplify ng RT-PCR kit na locally developed, talaga ba siyang COVID-19 virus. So ginawa po namin yan. Pangatlo po, kasama rin po kami sa team together with researchers from the University of the Philippines, Philippine General Hospital, na nag-sequence po ng mga pasyente doon nung early part of the pandemic, and this was also part of the kit. At we realized po na marami sa atin community infections ito, na marami sa atin yung kanilang sequences doon na nakuha namin sa mga pasyente sa PGH, pareho po sa mga sequences ng mga tao na nasa MV Diamond Princess. So itong mga nag-positive na nasa PGH na mga pasyente, hindi naman sila nag-travel sa Japan, pero bakit ang kanilang DNA at the RNA level pareho doon sa mga nanggaling sa Diamond Princess? So that tells us, for example, that there were some problems and issues with our mechanism of quarantine in Clark. Kasi supposed to be 445 Filipino seafarers were brought to the Philippines and then 5 passengers. Pero bakit may nakalusot, no? Or bakit nag-spread sa community within 10 days after the quarantine? So kung hindi tayo nag-sequence, hindi natin malalaman na ang mga sequences pala natin noong March are really, really related to the Diamond Princess cluster. Pagkatapos po, yung Philippine Genome Center also requested the Department of Health to deputize us to do the genomic biosurveillance all over the country. So nakipag-partner po yung Philippine Genome Center sa mga sub-national labs, and I think we're going to start the sequencing this month. Libo-libo pong mga SARS viruses na naka-biobank ang isi-sequence ng Genome Center para po malaman natin kung ano ba talaga yung nagsisirculate na mga viruses dito. At pangalawa po, effective pa ba yung mga RT-PCR kits natin na ginagawa that were directed at particular regions of the genome. Pagkatapos po, yung mga vaccines na dine-develop around the world, na many of these were targeted based on the sequence of the spike protein, tinitingnan din po natin kung yung mga circulating viruses dito sa Pilipinas, may mutation po doon sa region na yon, at so that we will have an idea of the potential efficacy of the other vaccines on trial. Pagkatapos po, yung Philippine Genome Center din, kasi naisip po namin, the Diliman community is very large. Quezon City is really, really at the height, at the epicenter in the National Capital Region of the number of cases. So sinika po namin na i-convert yung ating mga laboratories dito, at nagpapasalamat po tayo sa tulong ng DOST at CHED kasi ang dami po naming equipment na i-convert natin para magkaroon din yung Diliman campus ng RT-PCR testing capacity. So we have tested about 40,000 since the beginning of the pandemic. So yun po yung aming mga naitulong until now.
Yan. Thank you very much, Dr. Saloma. I'm sure the media people here present are interested to talk to you one-on-one because there's just so much information that you have shared with us. And really, a genome center such as we have in the Philippines is a key institute, all right? Not only providing capability building, but also working on real research projects, you know? So maybe you would another presser just to focus on what you are doing here, because it's quite a mouthful today. But thank you very much and congratulations. Now, let's move on. Okay, we have two questions here. One from Divina Pastora Reyes of Southern Tagalog Herald. And she's, ano po ang update na naging estado ng implementasyon ng setup sa panahon ng pandemya. I'd like to follow this through with another question from Shane Pe, publisher of the Philippines Events News TV Online. Ano po ang benepisyo makukuha ng isang merchant kung sila ay maglalagay ng produkto sa one-store hub kumpara sa mga sikat na online shopping stores? Alright? So medyo related yung setup at yung kanilang outlet.
Sancho. If Sancho is there, let Sancho answer.
Yes, Sancho, Director Sancho. Director Sancho Maborang, still with us? Maybe we can, if he's not, maybe we can hear from Director
Jojo.
George.
Thank you po. Patungkol po doon sa mga benepisyo para sa ating mga MSME kung tayo ay maisasali doon sa one store. Since nasa internet yan, ang dami pong nakakakita ng inyong mga produkto. Actually, isa sa mga nagkaganapan ngayon yung sa pandemya ay yung paglalakas lumalakas yung online na yung buying yung selling. So yung one store nung ilang taon na nakalipas inilatag na nga ng DOST yan para magkaroon tayo ng online platform para mag-sell ng mga setup product. Yun ang benepisyo nun. Maraming makakakita sa merkado ng inyong mga produkto, hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas, hindi lang dyan sa inyong community, pati doon sa mga ibang bansa kung saan mga produkto rin, ibang mga produkto ng setup ay na-order na overseas.
All right, so thank you, Director Jojo, for that response. I'm sure our media friends here are longing to see the day when they can visit the setup project sites again. They're very exciting, and they are really proof points of science for the people on the ground. So maghintay po tayo until the IATF will allow us greater travel opportunities kasi sa ngayon po ay hindi pa po pwedeng magbisita ng mga setup sites. Alright? So isang katanungan mula kay Ramon Lazaro, correspondent ng Philippine Star. Ang sabi po niya, ano po naman ang magagawang inobasyon ng DOST sa pagdating sa rainwater technology to prevent and minimize flooding? So maybe Yusek Rene can respond to this question. Rainwater technology to prevent and minimize flooding.
Yung pag-ulan, hindi mo na yan mami-minimize, babagsak yan. Ang ginagawa ng iba't ibang bansa, paano magkaroon ng ulan, lalo na pag-drought. Pero pagdating sa minimization ng flooding, maraming mga kailangan gawin. One is to catch the water temporarily before you release it para hindi naman biglang mabaha. And that would be engineering intervention by developing dams, pwedeng series of dams. Depende yan sa ilog. Second would be making sure that the water can be actually contained within the river. You can actually deepen the river or establish levees or dikes. And in the case of many rivers, you can actually develop water retarding basins. Temporarily store mo yan, hindi naman dam lang. But the effect of floods is not simply the technology to prevent it from occurring in terms of containing it by dams or other structures. We also need to focus on exacerbating factors. Ano ang nagpapalala? And if you look at the recent floods here in Marikina River Valley, Cagayan and other areas, we see the lack of vegetation or decreased vegetation cover in the mountains where erosion is increased. Also, the unregulated or not suitable sites for quarrying, which would also expose the land and would produce sediments carried during heavy rains to go directly to the river and make it shallow because of siltation. The third would be on the urbanization or land use development plans, where subdivisions are already being established in the upper watershed of many rivers that would then encourage the water to just flow to the river faster because natabunan na ng mga concrete or asphalt at mga bahay. At in essence, this will render the flooding faster and increase the volume of water faster in the river. So maraming technology that can be done, and beyond that would be the monitoring and warning. No? Pero this should be an integrated effort looking at engineering and non-engineering measure, and of course monitoring and warning. And lastly, appropriate preparedness and evacuation procedure, timely enough so that people are safer before the actual flood would occur.
Thank you, Yusek Rene. Just a follow-up question from Shane Pe regarding dun sa one-store hub. How many merchants na po ang accredited one-store hub of DOST? And do you also welcome other SMEs who want to be part of the one-store hub pero hindi naman pa sila accredited by DOST, right? And sino naman po ang mga competitors ng one-store hub? And ano naman po ang benefit of a merchant placing their products in DOST one-store hub over others like Lazada, Shopee, Amazon, etc.? Question is from Nes Aguilar of the Philippines Event News TV.
Thank you, Sir Richard. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Pasensya na po at mahina ang bandwidth dito sa atin. But,
Dr. Mabora.
Sancho po. Regarding the one-store hub po, gaya ng nabanggit kanina ni RD Jojo, ay napakaganda nung nangyari dahil nabuksan po yung market opportunities nila. It was expanded and we opened up a lot of market opportunities. Hindi lamang po doon sa tinatawag natin na point of sale, kundi nadagdagan po yung kanilang customer, especially now that we have the pandemic. At ang malaking advantage po nito ay aside from the physical store that they have, they are also exposed and open to online stores. At gaya nga po na nabanggit, pagka nasa online ka, wala akong boundary yung inyong market. You can have your market not only in the Philippines but outside of the Philippines. Ang isa pa hong napakalaking advantage ay we are promoting and doing marketing of their products for free. Hindi po magastos yung mga MSMEs natin na merong produkto sa one store. So ito po yung malaking dalawang advantages. At ngayong hapon nga po ay tayo ay mag-open naman ng ika-28 store hubs natin dito po sa probinsya ng Nueva Vizcaya. At ganun din po, ang layunin po nito ay maiparating po yung kanilang mga produkto, hindi lamang po dun sa kanilang respective areas, kundi maparating po yung kanilang produkto sa iba't ibang dago po ng Philippines. So yun po, Sir Richard, ang advantages po ng pagkakaroon natin ng one-store hub. At tayo rin po ay in a way competing with the bigger firms po, like Shopee, Lazada. And kung titignan po nila, 100% Filipino products po ang makikita po natin dito. Ito po ang kagandahan at naniniwala po tayo na Filipino products can compete and are among the best products in the world. So, salamat po.
All right, salamat. Director Sancho Maborang of DOST Region 2. All right, ayan na po. So our media friends, why don't you try for yourselves kung ano yung pwede ninyong magamit or ma-order using one store. Okay, malapit na po ang Kapaskuhan at mahirap po mag-deliver ng ating mga pamasko. Pwede nyo pong orderin yan sa one store hub at libre na pong i-deliver doon sa destination po yan. That's another benefit of one store hub. All right, mga kaibigan, abay, mag-alauna na. Alauna na nga yata. Ano ha? And I'm sure many of you are already hungry. You may proceed to take your own lunch. All right. But we need to close our program with one question I'd like to raise to all our media friends. Please get ready to respond using the chat box. All right. Because I need for you to type in already your name and your GCash number. You should be typing that already and to be followed by your response to my question. Okay. For 1,500 pesos. Okay. First one to give me the correct answer to the question will be the lucky winner this morning. And so, kung handa na yung pangalan ninyo at saka yung GCash number ninyo, nakasulat na tentatively in the chat box. The question is, looking for an answer, ano po ang full name ng ating keynote speaker, ang designation and office niya, at ano po yung sinabi niya? Okay, so tatlong points. Name, designation, and message niya. Right? You have 30 seconds to respond. Maraming salamat po. Designation. Designation. Ayan na po. Busy sila. Nagtatype po sila. Ala, kailangan may ano, kailangan may GCash number together with your answers. Nakikinig pala sila lahat talaga sa sinabi ni keynote speaker, ano? Ang galing. All right. We are really going to continue to open the chat box, but we need to officially end our Q&A. We will announce the winner later. Okay. So with this, we'd like to thank all our officials, Secretary Boy, Yusek Rene, Yusek Gev, Yusek Brenda, Asik Leia, sino pa bang nandito? All our MANCOM members, regional directors, and of course, our media friends who have joined us today. Okay? So, thank you very much for joining us in this virtual presser of this year's 2020 NSTW. Walang babayaran, maraming matututunan. Okay? So, sama na kayo. Sek Boy, okay ba yun? Walang babayaran, maraming matututunan.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you sa media.
Huwag muna nating patayin ang chat box.
once in a frantic, ceaseless race to prosperity. In the blink of an eye, the world changed. Introducing a new way of life, new priorities, and a renewed emphasis on why science should be at the core of society now more than ever. Science is ready to rise to the challenge, and the Department of Science and Technology, along with its different agencies and regional offices, will take the lead. Because science must always be there. A beacon, an anchor, a framework for the Filipino. To keep them strong and capable to pursue their dreams at their own pace, on their own terms. To ensure that a properly functioning society is there to meet their needs and pave the path to progress. To let the advancements of science and technology truly touch lives and bring prosperity to all. And to inspire them that despite the hardships of life, its challenges and misgivings, a bright horizon lies ahead. We can rise together and build a new life better if we are a science nation. This is Science for the People. Agham at teknolohiya, sandigan ng kalusugan, kabuhayan, kaayusan, at kinabukasan. DOST is proud to be the premier agency at the forefront of this advocacy. Sandigan ng kalusugan, safeguarding the health and food security of the population with sustainable technologies and strategies that provide alternatives, especially at a time when this crisis has brought increased pressure to an already burdened healthcare system. Sandigan ng kabuhayan, innovating the way products are conceptualized, developed, and manufactured to optimize cost and ensure that modern technologies lead to inclusive growth and thriving livelihoods, bringing the economy back on the road to recovery. Sandigan ng kaayusan, harnessing smart technologies to maximize efficiency in everyday affairs and protecting lives and property from challenges beyond our control. At sandigan ng kinabukasan, honing a generation of professionals that adhere to the ideals of scientific thought, ready to lead developments for their respective communities, and shining the spotlight on Filipino ingenuity that elevates to world-class level of excellence. All these a testament to the potential of science in aid of the resilient Filipino spirit.
We will continue to strengthen and encourage R&D focused on providing immediate, timely, and relevant scientific solutions in this time of health crisis and beyond. We are likewise committed in helping the private sector navigate and identify innovative solutions for their affected business products and processes.
Because at the heart of it all, science is hope. Science is recovery. Science is the way forward. Science for the people. Agham at teknolohiya. Sandigan ng kalusugan, kabuhayan, kaayusan at kinabukasan.